Good evening, everyone. My name is Adams, a math teacher. I just want to share my knowledge with you. I'm going to prepare you for just 3 months, starting from today. And today is December, 10th of December, 2024. I'm going to prepare you for 3 months for examination. That's for May, June, WAEC examination. As I said earlier, I'll be taking you mathematics. I have a wonderful method I'm going to use on this platform. The method is unique, very, very unique, and it has been tested and trusted. I use this method for over 15 years now, and my student always comes out with A1, B2, and as well, this method has helped me to manage my weak students as well. To push them to the level of C5, C6, and C4. Talking about weak ones, the weak students. This method is very, very unique. Remember, this platform is for SS3 students that are preparing to write WAEC next year, probably April or May. It's just 3 months of preparation training. So that's why I don't want to miss any of my videos. So it's better you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you can get more. I'm going to break down here on the screen now. You will notice that I have maths-wide syllabus on my screen. What's the purpose? The purpose is to let you know there are some topics that are very, very important that you can't joke with. Yeah, I'm going to analyze some topics here that you will surely see in next year why questions as some topic that you don't joke with. So please, let's go together. And we have the aims and objective of you writing mathematics in why. Look at the objective. The number one says mathematical competency and computational skills. Number two says understanding of mathematics concepts and their relationship to the acquisition of entrepreneurial skills for everyday living in the global world. Of course, you can't do with mathematics. Everything about us on earth here, whatever we are doing here is mathematics. Moving from one place to another is mathematics. Buying and selling is mathematics. Even cooking is mathematics. You have to measure the volumes of the water that your soup require. So everything. That's why some says mathematics is a language of the universe. In number three there, the ability to translate problems into mathematical language and solve them using appropriate method. Yes, the ability to translate problems, to relate problems, to explain problem into mathematical language. Now, number four there, the ability to be accurate to a degree relevant to the problem at hand. Yes, accuracy is very, very important when you are dealing with mathematics. Now, logic, abstract, and precise thinking is also very, very important. These are the aims and objectives. Now, the scheme, let's go to the scheme. The scheme of examination. There will be two papers, paper 1 and 2, both of which must be taken. You can't do paper 1 and say, no, I am done, I'm going out. Paper 2 is not necessary. No, you have to do the paper 1 and paper 2. Now, paper 1 is 1 hour paper, 1 hour 30 minutes paper, which contains 50 questions and also 50 marks. 50 questions, 50 marks. So look at what they put there. Drawn from the common areas of the syllabus. Drawn from the common areas of the syllabus. What is that telling you? That means there are some topics that you will not see. There are some topics that will be silent. You will not see them. So common areas of the syllabus. Paper 2. Paper 2, the second paper will consist of 13 essay question in two sections, section A and section B. Now, in section A, you have compulsory 5 questions, and that carries 40 marks. Each marks 8 marks. Each mark is 8 marks. So which means if we multiply 8 by 5, that's 40. So it's compulsory 5 questions. And it's always somehow simpler than the other section. Now, section B is comprises of 8 questions. You have to answer 5 questions. 8 questions, answer 5 questions. So now in these 5 questions, now altogether we have to answer 10 questions. How many hours? 2 hours, 30 minutes. 2 hours, 30 minutes. 2 hours, 30 minutes. For how many questions again? 10 questions. In section A, I've explained that you just 40 marks. It's 40 marks. And look at it again. The question will be drawn from the common areas of the what? Syllabus. People are not saying this. Common areas of the syllabus, not all the topics. Not all the topics. It's only the common areas, okay, which I'm going to explain to you when I'm dealing with the topic one by one. Then section B, also look at section B. Section B is going to contain 8 questions of greater length and difficulty. A little bit of strength into that question. The question shall include a maximum of 2, which shall be drawn from part of the syllabus that may not be peculiar. Look at that. That may not be peculiar to candidates' home countries. That may not be peculiar, that may not be regular, that may not be special to candidate home country. Candidate will be expected to answer 5 questions for 60 marks. Yes, this section is 60 marks. Actually, the first section is 40 marks. When you add them, you have 100 marks for the theory part of mathematics question. Now, let's go straight before because of the time. I don't want the video to be too lengthy. I just want it to be very, very short. Now, let's look at the detailed mathematics syllabus. Yeah, number and numeration. Number and numeration. Number base is very common, or number basis is very, very common in the past question. You check past question, you either see it in the objective question and the theory part of the question. But in theory part of the question is somehow a little bit silent, like 35%. You see 35%. You see number-based basis in the theory part of the question, 35%. But in the objective, I think it's almost 75%. So that is it, 75. I mean, regularly, every year, you surely see number-based. Very common topic that you can't joke with in both objective and theory. The modular arithmetic that has been silent for a while in the theory, but regular in the objective. Very silent in the theory for now. It stopped 2017 or 16 or thereabout. I think 2017. I've seen it last in 2017 in WAEC, and after that, I've not seen it, but always shows up in objective questions. Very, very important as well. It's a topic that you don't joke with. Then fraction, decimal, and approximation. Fractions for some while now. I've stopped seeing them in the theory, or regular in the objective. Very, very regular in the objective. Of course, approximation, you can't do without that approximation in mathematics. You surely see it in objective questions. Indices is a very common topic that you can never joke with, whether objective or theory. You surely see them. It's very common, very, very common, very, very common. Don't joke with indices. Please take your time, study the pattern, study the rules. I will teach you everything anyway. Then here on this platform, I'll be bringing out some questions, past question to be precise, different past question from the WAEC past question, how we can solve, and the method, the easiest method to go about it when we see it in objective question. As I said earlier, that you can't joke with indices. Now, logarithm. Logarithm is another common topic in mathematics that you can't joke with. You see them in both objective and theory. Sequence and series too are major common, let me put it that way, common topic in mathematics that you cannot joke with. You see them in both theory and what? And objective. You see them in both theory and objective. Set is another common topic. I'm putting common so that you understand the importance of those topics. Common topic is sets. Yes, sets. You see them in both objective and in the theory. Logical reasoning. Logical reasoning now for some time, I've not seen it in WASSCE, past question, theory, but it's very common in the objective. For now, I've not seen it as a question in theory, but common in the objective. We have positive and integers, negative integer, rational numbers, all these numbers, yes, they are just application. Now, and the application of numbers, I don't need to go to that. Let's go to sort. Sort is very compulsory, very common also. You see it in objective and you see it in the theory. Sometimes you see it, you apply it in the course of solving a question. Okay, so sort is very, very important too. All right, so let's go to the next one. Matrices and determinants. Matrices and determinants, it came out once in mathematics in the year 2016, question number 6. Came out once, and that was the first and the last time I saw matrix in past question. That's 2016. Then regular in objective, yes, I've seen so many questions in objective, but not common in the theory. So, okay, the ratio, proportion, and rates. Ratio, proportion, and rates. Ratio, proportion, and rates is also very, very common. Very, very common in objective. Also in word problem, theory aspect of word problem, there's a way they miss question like that. And well, it's not common also in objective, very, very common objective, not that common in the theory. Percentage, simple interest, commission, discount, depreciation, profit and loss, compound interest, hire purchase, and percentage error. These topics are very, very important. As you all know, you will be tested, they will give you a question on each, on each branches of topics that we have in mathematics. This is one of the branches of branch of mathematics is percentages. So simple interest is not that common. Commission, discount, depreciation, they're not that common, but simple, I will tell you that simple interest and profits and loss are very, very important. Simple interest, profit and loss. Okay, let me add compound interest to it because I've seen a lot of questions under compound interest as well. Then depreciation, in that financial arithmetic now, depreciation came out twice in the history of WASSCE, that 2008 and 2018. 2008 and 2018. Check question number 1 in 2018. Question number 1 in 2018. 2008, I think question number 8B or 9B. Just twice in the history of mathematics in WASSCE. Then annuity, capital market instruments. Well, yes, I've seen them, but not that common as well. Variation is also another topic that is common, very, very common in both objective and the theory aspects of your question. Now, algebraic process. Let's go to algebraic process. Algebraic expression. Yes, very common, of course, very common. We tested on this. Formulating algebraic expression from given situation, evaluation of whatever, expansion, factorization, all these are very, very important, mostly in objective. All right, so now we go to some solution of linear equation. Yes, this one I've seen a lot in the theory. Theory has to solve this kind of equation. I've seen a lot in the theory. So, and also a lot in the objective. So it's a common topic in mathematics. Now, change of Fourier formula, of course, you can't joke with it. There's no way I would look at a question, the complete question, both objective and theory, that I will not come across change of Fourier formula. No, it is a common topic in mathematics. Very, very common. It's very, very common. A common topic in mathematics that you cannot joke with. That you cannot joke with. Change of Fourier formula. Then we have another one. Quadratic equation. We have another one, quadratic equation. Quadratic equation is a popular, sorry about that. Yes, quadratic equation. Yes, I've seen. Okay, quadratic equation is a popular and common topic in mathematics, whether you apply it in a question or a direct question from quadratic equation. I've seen 3 or 4 questions now recently solved by completing the square method. That's quadratic equation. Form a quadratic equation with a given root. That's quadratic equation. Application of solution to a quadratic equation in practical problem, that is word problems. You have a lot of them in the past question. Graphs of linear and quadratic functions. Of course, this was another important aspect. Of course, you know that why would not set a question without graph? It's only this year and maybe 2018 or 2018 or 2017, there was no graph at all. This year, there was no graph. There was no graph. Actually, we are expecting quadratic graph this year because normally it's either 2 graphs, it's either you have quadratic graph or trigonometric graph. Unfortunately, we didn't see any graph this year. Hopefully, next year we are going to have a graph, either quadratic graph or trigonometric graph. Those are the 2. One of them will surely come out. That one is certain. That one is very, very certain. So we are going to look at it anyway. Yeah, we have linear equation, linear equality, linear inequality, linear inequalities. So we are going to look at that too. Solution of linear inequality in one variable and representation on the number line. I've seen a question like that in the past question. Also, I've seen a question, graphical solution to linear inequality in 2 variables. I've come across a question that not that common, but I've seen at least 1 or 2 questions from the past question. Then we have algebraic fraction, algebraic fractions, algebraic fraction, operation on algebraic fraction. Yeah, monomial denominators and binomial denominator. These are the questions that you see in objective. Then function and relation. Function and relation are newly introduced topic to newly introduced topic in mathematics, and they are not that common. And the last time I saw this was in 2014 or 15. That's the last time I came across function, and that was the first time. And I think I didn't see it again after that year. Okay, so it's not that common, but not that we are not going to look at it. We'll look at it briefly. Then we go to measuration, where we talk about length and perimeter. Please don't joke with this. All these ones are very, very important. Use of Pythagoras theorem, sine and cosine rules to determine length and distances. Okay. Lengths of an arc, or what's there? Oh, length of an arc of circle, perimeter of sectors, a segment, longitude and latitude. Though longitude and latitude be silent for a while. I don't know the reason, but just be silent for a while now. Length of an arc is very, very common, very, very common, both objective and theory. You need to look at it critically because they are common topics. Then triangles, special triangles, all these triangles are also common. We have circle, sector, we have talked about that one. And then surface area of cube, yes, they will test you on solid shape as well as on plane shape. Now, they will test you on solid shape, and the common solid shapes are cube, is there now, cube, cuboid, cylinder, pyramid, right triangular, prism, cones, and sphere. These are the solid shapes that you must concentrate on. Sphere, hemisphere as well. You are going to look at that. Then don't forget the volume. Also, when I talk about area of all these solid shape, we must talk about the volumes as well. Then we go to plane shapes. We will talk about angles. Adjacent, vertical, opposite angle. This one's very common in the objective, once in a while in theory. Once in a while in theory. Angular interference, once in a while in theory. Yes, polygon. Polygon is very, very common in the objective and as well in the theory. Yes, it's very, very common in both objective and as well in the theory. Circle theorem. Circle theorem, yes, at least one question, you see one question in the theory and probably two in the objective. Circle theorem is also very, very common. Then construction is very silent for a while. Yes, very, very silent for a while in WAEC, but the NECO is regular. But in WAEC, construction is very silent now. But we are going to look at that briefly. And coordinate geometry is another common topic. Coordinate geometry of straight lines is another common topic that is regular in mathematics now. Every year, I think it's every year questions now. Yes, I think it's every year question, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 1 or 2 years, after 1 or 2 years, but regular, very, very regular. So it's one of the topics that we need to emphasize on. Then we have trigonometry, sine, cosine, whatever. Then I've told you either quadratic graph or trigonometry graph. You can see down here, graph of sine and cosine, graph of trigonometry ratio. You must have this too. It's very, very important. And also, there's an aspect of trigonometry that is common also, the aspect of a sine. If sine theta equals to 3/5, where 0 less than x less than 90 degrees, blah, 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 blah. Yes, those aspects too are common in theory and also objective of mathematics. Now, angle of elevation and depression, of course, came out this year. It's almost a yearly thing. Angle of elevation and depression is almost a yearly thing. It usually normally comes out every year, almost a yearly thing. The bearing to bearing to is constant. It's constant. Bearing to is constant. Yeah. Now, introductory to calculus. Introductory to calculus. Now, this calculus, just introduce it, not quite long, to mathematics. And for now, for some time now, I've not been seeing it in the theory in WAEC, but regular in objective, very, very regular in objective. And also integration also, very regular in objective. These are the topic you can't joke with. Statistics and probability is a topic that you can never joke with. You can't joke with this topic. Yes, I repeat, you cannot joke with this topic. It is constant. This year, there was no graph, but yeah, statistics was there. Probability present. So you cannot joke. It's a very, very, but certainly, I'm telling you now that you will surely see statistics and probability, both objective and theory. You surely see them in your question next year. Then let's move on to vectors and transformation. For a while now, I've not been seeing this topic. I've not been seeing this on both objective and theory. I've not been seeing them, but probably maybe your own sets, you see it. We are going to look at it briefly because they are not common topics that we need to spend most time there. I will spend more time on the common topics, and I'm going to predict likely questions or likely topics that you see. Or yes, I've been doing this for over 10 years now, and my prediction is always like 70 to 75%. And that is why my student can make A's easily without any stress. Okay. And I will take you through all these topics, these common topics that we have just mentioned, one by one. I'm not going to explain this, is not a platform to explain details. No, I'm not explaining details. It's just exam focus platform, exam focus. I call it exam focus platform. So I wanted to share, as from next week now, I'm going to start with number basis. I will explain briefly, then I will launch into solving likely past questions as well. And I'm telling you the likely question that will come out in your exam next year, 2025. So this is where I will draw the curtain for today. I hope you join me next week to start this journey of A1 in mathematics, because I'm sure after the class, after the session, after the whole thing, I'm sure that you're going to send me a message telling me thank you. All right. So see you next week, and I'll prepare for you, and I hope you are going to prepare for me as well. And that's why you can also send your question. If you have any question, you can comment, send your question to me. Yes, remember, I might not be able to attend to all questions, but I'll try as much as possible to attend to some. Thank you, and God bless you.